Hey guys, Lois with Ellie Grace's Attic here. Happy Saturday! Yay! We made it to the weekend, or are we in the weekend? I don't know. All the days are kind of blurring together. But anyway, I'm coming at you today with a fun project I'm super excited about. Many of you know, if you follow me or have followed me for any length of time, I am super excited. I've been sharing that I've been redoing my art loft, my studio area where I paint my signs. That's primarily what we do at Ellie Grace's Attic. We love taking old treasures and giving them new life with handcrafted love, and we primarily do that with wooden signs. And today though, I'm going to be in the process of redoing. I had this old curio cabinet that actually a friend of mine, Debbie, had bought while she was here visiting and couldn't fit it in her vehicle to take home to Louisiana, so I kind of inherited it. So it came, is stained like this pretty brown stain. It's an antique, but it has seen better days. So I am going to redo it. My husband helped me cut shelves out because it came without the shelves. So we cut out some shelves just out of some pine that's going to go in it, and we're going to refinish it with chalky paint, and then we're going to wax that. But we did that a few years ago with our guest room furniture. We recycled some furniture and did it with this really beautiful white chalk paint that we made from, at home, and it came out beautifully, and we waxed it and distressed the edges. So I wanted to kind of do that same effect on this piece for the art loft. So today I'm going to show you how I make my very own chalky paint. Now let me just say, I didn't want to make my own chalky paint this go round. I went to Lowe's and different places to try to buy the chalk paint, excuse me, but they were out because everybody's at home doing home projects, and so they were out of the chalky paint. Pardon me while I clean my glasses. And so I remembered, hey, I still have some plaster of Paris in the garage, and I always have paint on hand, so I can make my own chalk paint. I don't have to wait for it to be restocked or whatnot. So that's what I'm going to share with you today, is how to do, or how I do, my chalk paint at home. So what I have is just 3 simple ingredients. We have plaster of Paris, which you could get at Walmart, Lowe's, any hardware store you'll find, and you want the dry mix plaster of Paris. And this, you can see how dirty it is. It's been in my shop with all the other tools and stuff. I had it taped up. It's still good. It's not going to go bad. I've had this for several years. So and it's 4 pounds of plaster of Paris, so it's going to last you a while for tons of projects. So plaster of Paris, cold water, paint, and it's important to have a latex or acrylic paint for this project. You want it to be water-based. So that's what I have here. And then I have an old milk jug. I cut the top off to mix the paint in, and I have a plastic bowl, and I'll tell you about that in just a second. So we're going to start with 1/2 cup of the plaster of Paris, and this is going to make a good bit of paint, enough to paint my curio cabinet, okay? So 1/2 cup of plaster of Paris is going to go into my milk jug. Got to kind of get in there. Okay, so I got 1/2 cup plaster of Paris going in. And I'm going to move that just out of our way. Now to the plaster of Paris, you're going to add the 1/2 cup of cold water. Okay, I'm just going to scooch this over. And you're just going to mix that up. It's going to look kind of like skim milk. That's kind of the consistency it's going to have. So take a minute and mix that up really good. Make sure all the plaster of Paris, it's going to be a little, like I said, look like like skim milk, and you'll be like, you'll be not sure about it, but it's okay. You just kind of want to get all the plaster of Paris like combined really good with the water. You don't want to see lumps. Okay. So that's kind of what you're going to get. I don't know if you could see it or dump it. It's kind of like I said, like consistency of skim milk. Okay. So once you get that mixed up, then you're going to measure out 1.5 cups of paint. Now, I didn't have a special paint measuring cup, but this is what I do have. I have an old butter dish that it's not a keeper. I'm going to totally toss it after this is all over. But what I did was I used my liquid measuring cup, measured out 1.5 cups of water, and then I marked, I don't know if you could see, I used a Sharpie and made a mark. So I know when I get there, that's 1.5 cups of paint, okay? So get my paint, my screwdriver, you kind of shake it around a little bit. Get the lid off. All right, and I'm, like I said, using white, but you can use any color paint, you know, any color that you want, whatever you're feeling. I was feeling white, so that's what we're doing today. Good old white paint. I just love, I thought about doing a pretty soft gray, but I wanted it to kind of match. I moved the dresser that I redid a few years back with white to the art loft, so I wanted it to match, so I went with white. All right, start dumping till we get to our mark. And, you know, just be as precise as you can. If you're off a little bit, that's okay. We'll use our trusty paint stick to, this is always the tricky part about pouring paint. I'm sure they make a spout that makes this job easier, but you always get like an excess that you kind of got a mess, really. That's okay. All right. And I'm going to kind of just set that over to the side out of our way. So here's my 1.5 cups of the paint, and I'm going to dump that into our milk jug like so. It'll take a minute. Got a napkin right here. I'm just going to kind of let it, I don't want to waste paint, so we're going to kind of let that all drip out. Kind of help it along a little bit. Put that over to the side out of our way. Then you're going to take your paint stick and you're just going to mix it up with that plaster of Paris water combo you already did. And you just kind of keep mixing till it all blends together, combines. And that's it. There you have it, folks. Your very own DIY chalk paint. 3 ingredients. It took less than 5 minutes. And this is, believe it or not, will probably cover that entire curio cabinet behind me, which I'm super excited about painting today. I'll have to post pictures when I get it all done. I'm going to go over it with the chalky paint, and then after that dries, we're going to just distress it with a sanding block, and then we're going to wax it with some dark wax. So that's how easy it is to make your very own chalk paint. You don't have to buy the super expensive kind in the store, although that's okay. But in a pinch or in a quarantine, you can make your own with just those 3 simple ingredients: plaster of Paris, cold water, and any latex or acrylic paint color of your choice. So anyway, I hope this inspires you to maybe make your own chalk paint and get crafty today. So if you liked this video or this tip, please sprinkle the love by sending our video to your friends and get out there and get crafting. Love you guys. I hope you have a blessed Saturday. Take care.